I'm Andy Rivera. I work at the Public and bartend right now, and I've been working in bars and working in music since I was about 17 years old. Kind of left school and just to be a wanderer and like work around music, and then eventually ended up being in food and beverage. I used to do at Fireside, check IDs at Fireside, do security at Fireside. I was a young kid.
Yeah.
I was pretty much an asshole.
Yeah.
I picked out the one that made me really change my life and start beginning, a new world. Like I was like 16 and I was having a lot of troubles. I grew up on the north side of Chicago, and I was getting involved in gangs, and I did get involved in gangs. I lost one of my good friends when I was like 13 years old. I was the first person I knew that died due to violence, and it was a strange time because my parents didn't allow me to go to high school in the city anymore, so I got sent out to the suburbs where I'm an alienated gangbanger kid, and I get sent to the white burbs, and it's just super different, and I'm now having to be kind of changed and trying to see, just be weird and different, and that kind of messes with your head when you're when you're trying to be, just grow up. And I got really alienated from like being in that world, and I didn't want to go back to being in the street and like being gangbang anymore, because the last days of me doing that, like I got shot at. I pushed my friend down on his little brother just to make sure they got okay, and I was getting shot at, and that's at a nicer neighborhood now. And my brother basically saw that, and he was like the punk rocker of my family, the outcast, and he's just like, hey, listen to this. He's like, it might make you feel okay. And he gave me My Brain Hurts by Screeching, Weasel. And he gave me the lyrics to it, and he's like, listen. And he's like, if you feel like this, you're not the only one, and you'll be okay, and you'll find people like yourself. And yeah, it's kind of like eventually I stopped doing all the bad stuff, and eventually you get back into bad stuff, but like it led me to who I am, how I live still, the ethics of the punk rock kid that always wanted to do things on their own. Especially because like that's opened up like me going to the Fireside, like me going to the place that I was just like, oh man, I'm there every day, and my buddy Francisco was working the door, who eventually became my buddy. I was there all the time so much that he would see my dad's van and be like, come and pick me up, come and pick me out of the ground. He's like, hey, your dad's here, you gotta go. And he's like, oh, okay, thanks. So eventually it turned into like, hey, do you just want to stay? I got a job, and we'll pay. And, I was kind of a stickler because, I was a kid, and it was the only place that I went to. Yeah. And it was the only place I saw, but, people slip through the cracks.
You know Gar.
Yeah. So Gar Brandt's like the legendary bartender. Sarah
Fryer tells a story of going to Fireside Bowl, being underage. Gar pulled out some random ID from the till and just handed it to her.
I found out something weird like that happened. I was like, it was such a weird anomaly of a place. Like, and like I have a lot of nostalgia for it, but I also have like a lot of like weird feelings about what happened there, and just because I wasn't, I was just growing up, and I was kind of just a fool, and I have this over romanticized everything about like being around music and being around people and being around it was great, but then eventually you enter the belly of the beast, and you're just like everything you want is right in front of you, and it's sometimes you got to walk away from everything you want in order to be happier.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It's still like one of my favorite things to listen to when I'm down and out, and like I popped it in when I was in Amsterdam, and I had no money and had nothing, and my dog had just died, my girlfriend had just left me, and I was sitting in Amsterdam Central, and I was just like, I got Spotify, you might as well, you're being 16 years old, and just sat there and I was like, fuck. See records from 1991 and I still can't believe that it's making me feel still better.
Yeah.
After all these years.
Every day I watch the minutes tick away. My brain is melting like a chocolate ice cream bar. Like characters on my TV, these people look like maggots to me, and I wonder what the hell is wrong with me. That little beauty queen, she's straight out of a magazine. She sits beside me, breathing different air than me. The perfect generation sees that I'm infected with disease, and everything just crumbles and there's nothing left. If I wanna do something right, I gotta do it myself for someone else to fuck it up. It isn't all black and white. And now it's time to stop and figure out reality. No one knows what they're talking about.